next I'd like to bring up Mark Tomalonis. So Mark and I, we always meet each other at the P21 Connect conferences. The last one was in New Orleans, and then the one that was supposed to be happening this year, I guess due to COVID, didn't happen, but that would have been in Dallas, Texas. So definitely miss seeing you, Mark, and just wanted to bring you up to the stage. So with Mark, he's the founder of WarehouseTwo LLC, the inventory sharing software system created for manufacturers and wholesaler distributors. Prior to launching WarehouseTwo, Mark had nearly 3 decades worth of experience working for a large industrial distribution company with roles in sales and operations. So Mark, I'd love to bring you up on stage. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Tim. Good afternoon, everybody. Again, my name is Mark Tomalonis. My topic of the presentation is the one thing that every B2B customer wants most. And I'm going to talk about a little change to your e-commerce website that can turn more site visits into sales. I'm going to assume that the audience here either has a transactional website or is working on a transactional website. And here we go, catching up. So who's the audience for your transactional website? I break it down into 2 audiences. There's your classic audience. There's the customers that you've been doing business with for years, even before you had a transactional website. They're probably local, they're geographic, they're covered by your sales team. Then there's that other audience. I'll refer to it as the internet audience, the B2B customer you've never heard of that lives anywhere on the planet. These are new clients that you've never sold to before. Let's consider what you've been selling to your classic audience. I'm going to show a chart here. The horizontal scale is just part numbers left to right. The vertical scale is how many times you've sold each part number. And I'm going to sort this by the most popular items to the left, sorting down to the least frequently sold items to the right. And if you were to take all of the sales information for your company in the past year and sort it by the number of times you sold it, chances are your distribution of sales by part number looks something like that. Your most popular items, the highest velocity items to the left, the low velocity items in the middle there, and then there's what's referred to as the long tail distribution of items. These are your non-stock sales. These are the items you've sold once or twice a year. But this whole chart represents everything you know what you're selling to your classic audience. Probably you stock for the high velocity and low velocity items, and maybe even for some of the long tail items. Everything else that you sold in the past 12 months is a non-stock sale to your classic customers. But what you've just sold in the past 12 months is a subset of what you might sell in the next 12 months with your e-commerce site. Again, there's what you sold from stock. There's what you sold as back orders to your classic audience. But what are you offering for sale at your website? Perhaps thousands, if not tens of thousands of items you've never sold before, in every size, in every color, with every option, and in every configuration. Things you've never sold before. I'll assume if you're sitting on this session today, you have a fancy schmancy website with all of the features and bells and whistles that one would expect. Literature, dimensions, and full ERP integration, ability to take a credit card, and you've launched your website. How does your classic audience find your website? You're probably telling them about it, either through direct marketing, direct sales, field sales, inviting your classic audience to place orders at your website. How does the rest of the world find your website? Best way I can come up with is SEO, search engine optimization. So, what are the most popular search engines? In the United States, Google's the most popular one. 88% of all searches are done at Google. in the world, over 92% are done on Google. So let's focus on your items appearing in a Google search. How does that internet audience use Google to find you? If you are selling branded products, they're not looking for you. They're looking for a specific part number. And if that appears, a manufacturer's exact part number. So let's perform a search for a manufacturer's part number at Google and see what the search results look like. I'm searching for an industrial tube fitting. There's the search results. There's a couple of distributors here that are doing really good SEO. Let's see how this product is displayed at their website. The first one, jumping to their website, this company is offering this product for $68.41 and checking the availability. If that will expand. There's none in stock, but this is available in 17 days. Let's look at the next sales results or search results. And let's jump to that website. This distributor is offering the exact same part for a little bit less. And the availability is 2 in stock. If that will catch up. There we go. 2 in stock. Can ship in a day or 2. Let's look at the third choice. By the way, the third search results is that same company, so I'll jump down to the fourth one. And let's look what this website does. This company is offering it for $56.61, and the availability is available for back order. As you can see that. And finally, the fourth one. This distributor is offering this item for $59.94. And the availability is back ordered. So looking at these 4 choices, if you're an internet buyer and you need 2 of these parts, and you've just performed the search on the part number at Google, who are you going to place your order with? Remember, if it's a B2B client, it's not his or her money. Price may not be the deciding factor. Sure, this distributor is offering the lower price, but this distributor is offering it to ship today. My bet is Hydrodyne will get the order because they have it in stock. So that comes to my point. What does the internet audience really want most? Remember, there's the items you've sold, you have a history of selling, and there's everything else you've loaded into your e-commerce website. What the internet audience really wants most is everything, and they want it now. I'm not the only one who has that opinion. Here's an article from Adobe from less than 2 weeks ago. 7 ways COVID-19 has changed B2B customer experience forever. And item number 6, the topic is last mile becomes a top priority, and I will quote, "Someone can have the greatest experience buying the product, but if it's delayed, you've just screwed up somebody's business." Or, in the words of the immortal Freddie Mercury, "I want it all, I want it all, I want it all, and I want it now." Let's bring up Amazon.com. What effect does Amazon.com have on your business and your e-commerce audience? I'm not going to sit here and talk about whether or not Amazon is your direct competitor. I don't care. But I do think you should be concerned that Amazon is definitely an influencer of your customers' expectations. Because of Amazon, I think that your internet audience expects you to have everything and anything at your e-commerce website should be available to ship today. What's the secret to Amazon's success of having everything available to ship today? The secret is other people's inventories. Here's an example of where I purchased something at the Amazon website a couple of weeks ago. And why did I buy it there? Because it was in stock. But here's the secret. If I can expand this. When Amazon took my order, Amazon didn't own the product. The product was owned and sold by True Energy, but Amazon took my order. Do you think that's a rare event? I think not. According to statistics I found on the internet, and I believe everything I saw on the internet, more than 50% of what Amazon sells at its website, it did not own when it got the order. Somebody else owned it. It's other people's inventories. So how can you offer more inventory to your internet audience? I think you have two choices. One is to invest in much more inventory. I think that's an impractical solution. I think a better way of offering more inventory to your internet audience without owning more inventory is leveraging other people's inventories. So how do you leverage other people's inventories? The practice is called inventory sharing as formal collaboration among a group of peer distributors who sell the same products that your company sells. So how can inventory sharing turn a site visit into an online order? Include inventory available from peer distributors in your online quantity available. Let's go back to the example where I talked about this distributor had the best price, but the availability was available for back order. Imagine changing that message from available for back order. It just so happens that that distributor already participates in inventory sharing. So as of this morning, it knew that there were 28 pieces of this part owned by other people. And this distributor also knew that there were 186 of the main component of that product sitting in stock at the factory, could have been assembled and shipped in a day. So with this information, this distributor's website could have said 28 available in 1 to 2 days, additional quantities in 3 days. Now this distributor would have had the best price and the best availability in a search at Google for that part number. One simple change to your e-commerce website can turn more site visits into sales. And that simple change is offering other people's inventory without telling your website visitor who that person is, that you have access to more inventory. So who are these peer distributors? The most obvious group is other distributors that sell the same products that you sell. Your suppliers, other distributors in other parts of the country. You can find those. Most manufacturers have online distributor locator tools. You can also find them at national manufacturer sales meetings. Perhaps somebody at your company attends those meetings. And finally, at distributor advisory councils of those manufacturers. Again, someone in your company may participate in those councils. You can also find peer distributors at industry-specific trade associations. These are independent organizations that support vertical industries, vertical markets. Here's samples of 5 that I know of. There's probably hundreds of them available for each industry that has distribution or sales. You can also find peer distributors at industry-specific buying groups. These are independent organizations that help vertical groups of distributors who sell the same products to the same industry improve their business. On the left, affiliated distributors is probably the biggest one I can think of, covers many industrial industries. The center one, IDCO, is industry-specific, hose fittings and accessories, and Virtual Rain is a very specific one, irrigation system components and Christmas trees lighting. So how can you participate in inventory sharing? Step 1, identify peer distributors. Start by going to a manufacturer that sells through distribution and get a list of those distributors. Or contact buying groups or trade associations that your company participates in. Step 2, lead the effort. Be the communicator. Invite everybody to join you in participating in inventory sharing. Step 3, select a tool with which you can collect everybody's inventory data and then be able to download that shared, compiled data that represents a virtual pile of inventory. It should be a private database in the cloud. It should allow for automated uploading of data and automated downloading data into your ERP system. That's the pathway into your website. And the tool should be ERP agnostic, because not all distributors use the same ERP system that you do. So, how do you display other people's inventory in your e-commerce website? This is a screenshot of Profit 21, customized to show other people's inventory. There's a custom column here. If it says available, it means that another distributor has that product. You can click on the available and a window pops up. You can see who else has it. You can divert backorder replenishment to a peer distributor. But once that data is in the Profit 21 system, it can then be displayed in your website. How you do that is between you, your ERP manager, and your website developer. Step 3, define a new order management process. You're going to have to be able to identify which orders at your website are for quantities that a peer distributor has, and you have to figure out how to manage the process of placing the order for that product and getting it out to your end customer quickly. In summary, your internet audience wants everything, and that audience wants it now. By the way, so does your classic audience. Inventory sharing can help you with take better care of your customers who call you in. Your choices for fast delivery of everything offered, there's 2 ways you can do that. Either own more inventory or leverage other people's inventory. That's what Amazon does. Why shouldn't you do it? Choose an inventory sharing tool that allows you and peer distributors to populate that database in the cloud with inventory data every night and then download it into your ERP system. Who are peer distributors? They're ones who sell the same products that you sell, either represent the same manufacturer or are members of the same buying group or trade association. Again, that's what they have in common, manufacturer or buying group trade association. To learn more about inventory sharing, this is easy. Google inventory sharing or send an email to me. My email address is mark@warehouse2.com, and I can give you some suggestions on how to start. Thank you for your time. Again, my name is Mark Tomalonis, and I'm with a company called WarehouseTwo.
Thank you so much, Mark. That was great. Lots of practical tips for B2B distributors. So great stuff. And hopefully all the other distributors from this, from the attendees was able to capture a lot of these the beneficial highlights. So thank you so much. And again, I just want to thank all the sponsors, BigCommerce as our platinum sponsors, Gorgeous, Avalara, and APS Payments as our gold sponsors, and Digital, Punch Out to Go, ShipStation, Metacake, and DCKAP Chloris as our silver sponsors. But yeah, that's it. That's all that we have for today. Looking forward to the next one. We do have events on a monthly basis, smaller ones called e-sessions. So specific case study examples for B2B and distributors. If you want to even have us analyze your company and do a case study, do let us know. We would love to showcase and highlight your company. And then we should have another eSummit in April. We do 2 big ones every year, and we're glad that for all you guys to join us for this one, and we look forward to the next one. But that's it. That's all that we have for now, and we look forward to another great event. You guys stay safe out there. We'll see you soon.